Hi, Cancer Rising Sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on 15th of June until 21st of June. So, welcome back to my channel. This week is packed with highly concentrated energy focused on Venus. So, Venus is holding the steering wheel for all the major activities. Venus has moved into your second house, which now activates your personal finances, material possessions, income, and core self-worth. Venus loves luxury, comfort, and pleasure. So its initial entry here brings the urge to treat yourself, spend money on beautiful things, look for new ways to increase your revenue, and celebrate your material security. You want to feel that sense of abundance, the luxury in the physical world. However, between June 15th and 18th, Venus is going to run their rapid fire gauntlet with three outer planets. So, this is a major financial or self worth story, all playing out in a tight 72-hour window. So, let's break down how this three-act narrative unfolds. Well, Act 1 kicks off on Monday, June 15th, when Venus in your second house forms a electric sextile to Uranus in Gemini in your 12th, the house of subconscious, hidden vulnerabilities, something that might be draining your energy, as well as behind the scene kind of like processing. Because this happens on the exact same day as the Gemini new moon, I think we can expect a sudden spark of change, maybe out of nowhere, kind of like an unexpected intuition, a hidden financial opportunity, or a brilliant, innovative idea hits you in private regarding your financial matter, regarding your income. And it feels very liberating. And it brings that fresh energy into how you view your material freedom, breaking you out of this old kind of like stagnant ways of making money. Then on Tuesday 16th, this energy starts softening slightly bit because Venus is forming that kind of drunken Neptunian trine, that intoxicating trine in the 10th house, which is the house of career, public reputation, and your professional legacy. So we create a fantasy here. You take that exciting financial kind of like spark and you build a beautiful castle in the sky. So in your mind, you start highly romanticizing how this new financial idea or the shift in your resources is going to elevate your career, bring you success, and make you look incredibly accomplished. So you're looking at your professional path and your bank account a little bit through rose-colored glasses, getting completely swept up in the dream of being able to achieve a status, but you might not be verifying the hard numbers. So this could indicate investments into a business opportunity as well, because it looks better than actually it is. And this is where Pluto is going to be playing a very significant role on June 17th, when the honeymoon phase ends abruptly. So Venus is going to be moving into that direct opposition, that sobering opposition to Pluto in your eighth house, the house of joint finances, debt, investments, deep psychological tendencies. So that beautiful kind of like idealized financial vision or that professional success you built on Tuesday, it actually confronts the hard wall of shared reality and commitments with others. Pluto is sitting directly opposite your money house, so there is an intense power struggle, a difficult truth about investments, money matters, spending too much. The partner is reminding us that we have to be tight on budget and so forth. There's an underlying control dynamic within a relationship that comes to light. So you might discover an unspoken imbalance where you are compromising your own independent financial security or self-respect just to keep a deep bond or a joint venture intact. So Pluto is always trying to strip away the illusion. It forces a direct confrontation between your own personal money and values and what you share or owe to others. And that's the eighth house element. So this is about setting firm boundaries, addressing financial truth directly, and also reclaiming your personal or material agency as well. Now, on June 19th, Chiron moves into the sign of Taurus, which I'm just going to be touching base on very briefly because I made a free or live YouTube video 3 days ago or 2 days ago, where I spoke to each of the rising signs in length about this. But what's very interesting about this, the Chiron enters Taurus, which is going to be disposed by Venus. And Chiron moves into your 11th house, the house of friendship, social circles, communities, and your hopes and dreams. So Chiron's arrival in that house of alliances is most likely completely colored by the heavy financial and self-worth reality check Venus just went through in your second house. So that raw truth exposed by Pluto on Wednesday kind of becomes the medicine you need to heal your social, your communal wounds from Friday onwards. Remember, Chiron in the 11th house asks you to look at your relationship with groups and networks. And instead of using material kind of like extravagance, grand spending, or putting up a show that, like a performance, like a financial performance to buy your way into a social circle or feel validated by your peers, this transit actually invites you to ground your worth. It's time to stop trying to blend into a group for safety and start kind of like anchoring your own self-respect. On June 20th, oh, sorry, I'm going hours here and I wanted to go days. On June 20th, we have got Eurydice entering the sign of Virgo, which is one of the most analytical signs of all, and it occupies your third house, the house of communication, mindset, logic, and your immediate environment as well. Remember, Eurydice represents the danger of looking back, letting anxiety, doubt, or second guessing destroy our way of thinking, going back to an old way of thinking, that anxious way of thinking, and hyperanalyzing what others have said, done, looking for the hidden flaws in our community, in our conversation, kind of like overthinking and kind of like having a conversation on repeat in our brain. So this is a reminder that we shouldn't be allowing that temptation to look backward and micromanage our thoughts or local interactions. We can be obsessing over a piece of news, microanalyzing a conversation about money or worth, replaying that midweek situation to find a logical error in what was said and done. The message of Eurydice here is absolute. Do not look back. Do not overthink. Don't make emotional adjustments or don't overanalyze the data to death. Trust the clarity you have gained and keep moving forward. And then on the 21st, we have got the summer solstice happening. So the sun walks right through your front door and enters your first house. The house of identity, vitality, your peace in a way, and it is making a sextile to Chiron immediately in your 11th house. So this is the sun shines that warm light directly on you, on your body, on your personal regeneration, on self-care. So this is giving you the opportunity to choose yourself over, for example, friendship. That sextile is about you healing the authentic self within your social circle and long-term hopes. It acts like a soothing balm. And especially if you pass the Eurydice test on Saturday and refuse to look back on that analytical shadow of self-doubt and so forth, I think Sunday onwards you can actually start being rewarded. So, guys, have an empowering, transformative week. I will see you in my next forecast. And don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so you don't miss any of my important updates. Bye for now. Take care.